everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to add electrical appliances and components IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce. So I am an owner of a business in which I sell electrical appliances. I receive a lot of leads, data and inquiries with the help of IndiaMART by my customers. So my objective is that as soon as I'm going to receive a new inquiry or a lead with the help of IndiaMART, automatically I want to create a record of the lead details and the inquiries in my Salesforce as a contact. Now for that, we are going to create an automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So if you want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add electrical appliances and components IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce. I run a business that deals in electrical appliances and components, and I receive a lot of inquiries through IndiaMART. Keeping track of these leads and inquiries manually used to be a big challenge. I used to spend a lot of time manually adding each new lead and inquiry to Salesforce, but after automating this entire process with Pabbly Connect, all the leads and inquiries are now being directly added into Salesforce, keeping everything organized and allowing me to focus on reaching out to potential customers. This automation helps me efficiently manage leads, ensuring I can respond quickly and effectively to potential clients. And we're going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Add Electrical Appliances and Components IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Okay. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create. In order to create a workflow is created in the name of Add Electrical Appliance and Components IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process, because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means that action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first, and for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. As with the help of IndiaMART, I collect the data of my leads and their inquiries. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by any of my potential customers and clients for my electric appliances business, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the new lead being generated. That is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as IndiaMART. And then for the trigger event, I'm going to select as new leads. As whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMART, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. That is why for the trigger event, I've selected it as new leads. Okay. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMART and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the webhook URL, I'm going to log into my IndiaMART account. So this is my IndiaMART account right over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this account to Pabbly Connect, and for that, from the left side of the panel, go to the Lead Manager option right over here. After coming to the Lead Manager option, you can see right over here in the top left corner, it says Menu. I'm going to click on this button, and from the given options, I'm going to go to Import/Export Leads. After that, from the given options, I'm going to click on this Push API button. As I've clicked on push API button, you will be landed towards this page. It is asking for us to select the source. As I'm going to click on this drop down, the source that I want to select is not given over here. So I'm going to select the source as other. After coming to other, it is asking for the platform name. So the platform name over here, I'm going to give it as Pabbly Connect. Okay, so this is the platform name. And for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After giving the platform name and pasting the URL, I'm going to click on the save details button. It is asking for the reason. So I'm going to select a random reason from the drop down and click on this generate OTP button. As I've done that, you can see right over here, the webhook has now been successfully added to my IndiaMART account. As now the webhook is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now as we have done the webhook setup, now what we're going to do is we're going to check whether IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, and how we're going to do that by generating a test lead. Okay. So now I'm going to generate a test lead, then I'm going to check whether the test lead data is captured by Pabbly Connect or not in this workflow. Okay. For generating the test lead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my user account. So this is my user account right over here. Now I'm going to generate a test lead. Okay, for that I'm going to search for the test product that I've created. So I'm going to search for the product right over here. So this is a test product. I'm going to open this product. So now I'm going to generate a test lead. For that, click on this contact supplier button. It is asking for the message that I want to send as an inquiry. So the message over here, I'm going to write in the inquiry that I have. So this is the message looking for bulk electric appliances such as fans and lights. So this is the message that I want to send. Okay, then I'm going to click on this submit button. It is asking for the GST number. So I'm going to write in a dummy GST number right over here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this submit button. As it says your details are sent, this means the inquiry has now been generated. The lead is generated. As the dummy lead is generated with the help of IndiaMART, I'm going to open my workflow and check whether Pabbly Connect captured the response of the test lead being generated or not. For that, I'm going to open the workflow that I've created. So this is the workflow that I've created, and I'm going to scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the test lead being generated. Let us tally the response. We have received the dummy query ID. You can see right over with the dummy subject of the query that is generated. State as Madhya Pradesh, lead's name as Angel. For the phone number, we've received a dummy mobile number, email as testuser@pabblytools.com, country as India, company as test company, city as Bhopal, address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Over here, we've received the dummy product name right over here and the message that we have asked as an inquiry. Let us see the message. It says looking for bulk electric appliances such as fans and lights. Okay, so this is a dummy message with all the other details. As the response is now successfully captured in my workflow, this means that IndiaMART is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and a trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMART, automatically in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the new lead being generated. Okay. As now the trigger setup is done, we need to set up our action step. And our objective is that whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMART, I want to create a contact of that lead in my Salesforce account to manage the data of my leads. Okay. So for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Salesforce. As now I'm going to create a contact in my Salesforce account, and for the action event, I'm going to select as create record. Okay. Then I'm going to click on this connect button. A new window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Salesforce right over here. As I'm going to do that, a new window is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As the received process, my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that we successfully authorized Salesforce to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing over here, it is asking for the object. So for the object over here, I'm going to search for the object that I want to create as in my Salesforce account. I want to create a contact in my Salesforce account. So I'm going to search for contact right over here. Okay. So the contact, the new record of the contact is going to be created in my Salesforce account. After that, it is asking for the account ID. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After that, it is asking for the first name, last name, and all the other details of the contact that we are creating in our Salesforce account. So for the data of our first name and last name of our contact, we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see this is the previous step of this workflow, that is IndiaMART new leads. And as I'm going to click on it, it was the same response that was captured in our previous step. If I'm going to scroll down in my previous response, I have received the name of my lead. Okay. So from my previous response, I'm going to select the name of my lead. As I selected data from a previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in a previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Next, it is asking for the last name. I have not received the data of my last name of my lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the data of the name of my lead again in place of the last name field as well. Okay. After that, it is asking for the salutation. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After that, it is asking for the other street and all the other details. I do not require the field, field, so I'm going to skip the part. After that, it is asking for the mailing street. This is the address. For the address over here, I'm going to map the data of the address of my lead right over here. I'm going to map the data. Similarly, for the city, I'm going to map the data of the city of my lead. So I'm going to map the data right over here. Next, it is asking for the state. So for the state over here, I'm going to map the data right over here. I'm going to map the data of the state. For the code over here, I'm going to map the data of the code right over here. This is the pin code. I'm going to map it. For the country, I'm going to map the data of the country right over here. I'm going to map the data, okay? After that, it is asking for the latitude and the longitude. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After that, it is asking for the mobile number. So for the mobile number over here, I'm going to map the data of the mobile number of my lead. I'm going to map it, okay? After that, it is asking for the email of my lead. So I'm going to map the data of the email of my lead right over here. I'm going to map it, okay? Next, it's asking for the title department. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. For the lead source field right over here, I'm going to toggle this map button from the top. I'm going to erase the existing data. And over here, I'm going to manually type in IndiaMART, okay? As the lead source is from IndiaMART, so I'm going to manually write in IndiaMART right over here, okay? After filling in all the required details, I don't require the field, so I'm going to skip the part and I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button. As I've done that, you can see I've received the ID, which is the contact ID right over here. This is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Salesforce account and I'm going to check whether a new contact has been created in my Salesforce account or not. For that, I'm going to open my Salesforce account. This is the contact page of my Salesforce account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I refresh the page, you can see right over here, a new contact has been added. I'm going to open this contact. The name of the contact is Angel, okay? Over here, the lead source comes as IndiaMART with a dummy mobile number. Over here, the email as testuser@pabblytudes.com with all the other details. So as now the contact is successfully created in my Salesforce account, this means that is successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business in which I deal with electrical appliances, okay? Here my objective is that I collect the data of my leads and inquiries with the help of IndiaMART. I receive a lot of them. My objective is to create a record of all the leads in my Salesforce account as contact whenever a new lead is generated with the help of IndiaMART. And for that, I've created this amazing automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.